How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be leveling a Caustic Arrow Raider in Hardcore in preparation for the Forbidden Sanctum League. I'm playing in Hardcore because I don't want to deal with my standard and standard SSF stash situation, so I have a lot more empty stash tabs here in Hardcore, and I'm not really worried about dying on this build at all, as long as I can make it through the mudflats. So I'm going to walk through the entire process, all the gems that I'm taking, and things I'm looking for along the way to help you along should you like to follow this guide to play this character. Vol Caustic Arrow that is coming out in 3.20 is looking amazing. It's got like 2.4 times the damage, 3 times the duration, and it can stack 2 uses, so Caustic Arrow is going to actually have some kind of fairly decent boss potential, which is something I'm very excited for. So we kill Harlock, I'm picking everything up here. And then we take that off, I take off the Burning Arrow. I'm looking for a couple things here just to get off the ground. I'm looking for green, 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 and green, green, red linked sockets. I'll take a Caustic Arrow. I'm going to vendor all of this stuff, and I'm looking for transmutation shards. So vendoring unidentified magic and rare items will give me transmutation shards. We're going to need 4 or 5 transmutes through Act 1. So we need to get those. We're going to look in here. No 3-linked bow. So we're looking for green, 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 red. I don't see anything here. Check for movement speed boots. Got nothing. So we just go. We don't worry about anything else. Then we socket in Caustic Arrow and Pierce. Pierce is really good on Caustic Arrow because normally when you use Caustic Arrow, you have a target and then it leaves a puddle. But if you pierce a target, it'll leave a puddle at the target it pierced and at its final destination. So Pierce is really good with Caustic Arrow. And then as I go through this zone, I'm going to be looking for any items that I can put on to give myself some kind of defenses to make it through the mudflats. If I'm going to die in Hardcore, it's probably going to be in the mudflats because the rows do a lot of damage. So if I can find any pieces of armor to help survive that, that's what I'm going to be looking for in this zone. Don't want to kill too much stuff, though gem levels are nice on Caustic Arrow. Yeah, here we go. There's a magic item and an iron hat. This iron hat has 10 armor on it. So defensively, I have no physical damage reduction. With 10 armor, I have 20% physical damage reduction. So that's going to mean these Roas in the mudflats should do 20% less damage, roughly. So we're going to level along this top path for projectile damage. And now we can hopefully make it through the mudflats. Another portal. I don't want to loot too many portals early. I just want enough to get by, because once you get to the end of Act 5 and into Act 6, portals start dropping in stacks. You get a lot more value out of your clicks if you're looting portals at that point. So I don't want to pick up too many portals. And grab these rawhide boots. That evasion rating will be helpful. Ah! Almost got me. Take the rustic sash. Extra physical damage will be useful early on with this build. Chainmail vest. Also a bunch of extra armor. So now I'm up to 46% physical damage reduction, 8% chance to evade. That's pretty solid. I have battery helm. That's really good. That's got armor and evasion rating. Definitely better than my iron hat. Is this an albino Roa? What? Wait a minute. Yo! I've never seen that. That's crazy. All right. Well, let's hope this is the run, because that was cool. Okay, so we made it into the Submerged Passage. We're going to go back to the coast, go into the Tidal Island with these passive points in. I got an albino Roa feather. Here's some gloves we can slap on. So I've got gear on every slot, which is not the fastest for speed leveling through the game, but for survivability, like, it's going to make things smoother. Like, even if I wasn't playing in Hardcore, not dying is generally probably faster than dying. So killed him, and we're gonna pick up all of these blue items. We want them all the magic ones, and then exit to character select. On league start, you might wind up in a queue. If you log out of the game through a logout macro or something, you might get stuck back in a queue, so always exit to character selection. And then I'm going to take my Quicksilver Flask here, and I'm going to take Chance to Poison. I have 2 green links, so we'll throw that in there. That will go with a Shrapnel Ballista, and then I'll grab a dash as well. And then I'm going to check here again. Is there a 3-linked bow? No. Green, green, red? No. Every run is different, so you never know what you're going to get. We have to make do, and that means I won't be able to give every case scenario of how this will go, but I will do my best. So the Shrapnel Ballista here is how I'm going to kind of move things along. I don't want to stop and fight everything. The Shrapnel Ballistas will also like be a target for enemies to attack. I guess not these ones. That's a big blue pack. We'll stop and take them out. Oh, there's a quiver. Now normally this quiver, 1 to 4 physical damage to attacks, isn't going to do much, but we'll put this on for now because it's going to give extra damage to the Shrapnel Ballistas. So the flat damage is nice early at least. We've got a nice shrine here, a rustic sash. Already had one. Do that. I'm going to drop a portal at the bottom of this little stair bridge here. I'm going to come back to this zone in just a minute, and we'll go get the passive point from the crab. But for now, we'll just keep pushing on. Here's a battered helm that has more sockets in it, so I'll replace that. We are going to need a couple of blue sockets, 1 red socket, but most everything is greens that we need. Oh, there's an amulet. Put that on. Like, so I have white gear like everywhere, but it's definitely going to help me survive. Okay, here's a 3-linked short bow. We'll take that. If I get a chrome, I can recolor that. What amulet's better? Mana is an issue at the start of this. Now, if I would have found a green, green, red, I would have gotten a chance to bleed to put with the Shrapnel Ballista. And if I got 3 greens linked, I could put an onslaught with my Caustic Arrow, though the Caustic ground killing enemy isn't going to give you the onslaught buff. So there's really not much you can do to get onslaught on this build early. But since we're going Raider, we'll get onslaught eventually. I'm not going to fight the totem there. Just keep going down the ledge. Grab the climb waypoint just in case something happens on a league start and you don't want to have to run down the ledge again. I'm going to run right past this unique enemy. It's not worth the time to fight unless I really wanted to make sure I got enough magic items. Also going to run past this one. And then I'm going to dash on the other side of these roly boys so I don't get hit by them all. So now I have made it to the lower prison. And then we'll go back to town. And then I can go straight into the submerged passage portal that I left. And now go for the flooded depths. Alright, here's our Dweller of the Deep. Try and keep all 3 shrapnel totems down so they'll all be damaging. And then keep the Caustic Arrow on him. Alright, we're going to pick up all these magic and rare items. Not going to identify any of them. Exit to characters select. Log back in. Nessa now has support gems. We're going to take a Void Manipulation. Then sell all of this stuff. We don't need the transmutes yet. We're going to use the transmutes later on. Going to sell all of small life flasks. That'll give me a medium life flask. Then I can purchase a large one since I have a decent amount of wisdom scrolls. And go back to looking for a bow. Grab my skill point. There's 3 linked bows here. I don't want a longbow because longbows have a much lower attack speed than a crude or short bow. Eventually I will be able to get this colored. No links there. Alright, so I'm going to throw a Void Manipulation in for Pierce. Now, ideally I would have them 3 linked, but we're not to that point yet. Go ahead and slap all these passive points in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You go into Aspect of the Eagle for more damage, you can get more life, or you can solve mana issues and get strength and intelligence. Something you could do is you could swap out of Dash for a Frost Blink, grab a Steel Skin if you get the mana stuff, but we are not to that point yet. On to the prison. Now I've also decided that should you want to watch the full run of this rather than the edited version, after this is uploaded, I will upload the full VOD and list it or put it in the video description unlisted if you want to watch the full run rather than just the edited version. Got a scale vest here. That could be chrome to a green, green, red. Swap into that. Medium mana flask. Ooh, light brigadine's better, but I don't have the strength for it, so we'll hold on to that. Make our way through here. Grab the trial. Now we push to Brutus. So my next points, I'm going to go down for the strength and intelligence so that I can put this chest on. Getting that strength will also give me the ability to run Steel Skin, which is a nice defensive buff you can have early on. All right, found our way to the Warden's quarters. All right, then here we're going to use these shrapnel ballistas as bait for Brutus to target. We'll even use the chain hook on them. They'll deal extra damage, they'll stack poisons. Damage will be okay. Try to keep all three of them down and keep him in the caustic arrow. Ow. That hurt. That all this armor that I'm wearing saved me there. Okay, there he goes. And I want all of this stuff. All these magic items. And then again, exit to character select. I'm gonna sell all these magic items. So here I have 2 transmutes. So Tarkly is going to give me an option. I can take a blink arrow, and then Nessa, I'm going to purchase a clarity and withering step. Those are the 2 main things we need. We need 2 more transmutes for Ballista Totem and another void manipulation once we get to Mervel's Caverns. The Prisoner's Gate is also the first zone that you can start finding Vaul's side areas. Now, if I find the Vaul's side area in the league, I'm actually going to do it, because if I can get a Vaul Caustic Arrow early on, I want it, because it's going to be so much extra damage. It's definitely worth. Okay, so now I'm level 10, and I don't have the int for clarities, so that's why this point is going into Primal Spirit for the int. And then I drop my dash, put in Blink Arrow, put in my clarity, this large mana flask, grab the iron ring, I guess. I can put this up here, put this chest piece on because it has better stats. Turn on my clarity. Now I've got blink arrow. It's kind of slow early on, but that will pick up. And then I need to put in my withering steps somewhere. That large mana flask. So much micromanagement to be fast in this game. Ooh, those cold snaps, they hurt. Oh, there's a chromatic. We'll put it on the bow. It did not give me green, green, green. It should be weighted to give me greens, so I'm not opposed to using chromes on the first 3-link bow I can get, especially if it's a short bow, since short bows have a 1.5 attack speed base. Push through the shipyard cave. Now, since I'm in hardcore, I'm not going to open this strongbox unidentified, but I am going to do it because I not only want the good pack of enemies, but just to see if anything good comes out of there. That one did not. You do not have to kill Strangle Charm. We just need to click the Slave Girl, grab the All Flame. We can get out. Yo, that hurt. Still frozen? Come on. How long was that freeze? My goodness. I'll keep pushing through the ship's graveyard or the cavern. So from this waypoint, I'm going to go back into the ship's graveyard, and then we will finish off this quest. We can find Fairgraves. I want to get to level 12 as well. Ooh, there's another strongbox. Contains identified items again. I don't want identified items. I want rare items, magic items. But we can pop that open. Oh! Don't kill me. Oh, we'll take the alt. Okay, found Fairgraves. You can actually get up this ledge with the blink arrow normally. Really? I did this earlier, so many times. Alright, we can finish off this quest. We got to level 12. Still a ways away from 2 more transmutes. I need 2 more. So hopefully a lot of magic and rare items will drop from Fairgraves here. You can use Withering Step to boost the damage of my Caustic Arrow. It's also why I prioritize the green-green rather than the green-green-red, because the poison off of the Shrapnel Ballista I can scale with the Withering Step. I'll exit character select, go back to town here, get a passive point. We need to take a Toxic Rain. We need to sell all of these unidentified items. So I'm still missing a transmute because there's 2 strong boxes I found. They gave me identified items, so just how this run's gonna go. So more importantly than the void manipulation, we need to take Ballista Totem. Now this is where the Shrapnel Ballista comes out. Chance of Poison comes out. Move the Withering Step, but Toxic Rain goes into the green, green, red, ideally, with the Ballista Totem and the void manipulation, where you're able to get the transmute. Then I can sell these. Look here for a green, green, red. Still no. Oh, here's a pair of gloves. Okay, so we'll swap into those gloves for the time being. Levels, I want life, and then we're going to start pushing up. So since I have not found all of my transmutes yet, while I'm still in Act 1, there are these large chests in this zone that have a unique boss. I'm going to utilize those to fight them to try and get more magic and rare items. And now we have the Toxic Rain totems instead of the Shrapnel Ballistas. So something else to further do chaos damage. Use the Withering Step with that. Good stuff. I can actually lay down a bit more damage than the Shrapnel Ballistas could. Greater Mana Flask. Well, no sign of the chest in this zone. Maybe we'll find it in the next one. Got 2 items. So that's 9 transmutation shards. Almost there. Okay, here we go. Here's this treasure chest. So I'm going to drop all my totems here, pop this open, and then we have Ambrosia, Daughter of Mervale, and boom. Rare item, some magic items. That is enough. Now we can portal back. Sell all of these. Oh, still need that last piece. Okay, now we have the transmute. Now I can get the void manipulation to go into the gloves for the Toxic Rain totems. Don't need anything else from here for now. This run I struggled with this. The 4th run and this one, it's the first one I did not get all my transmutes. Ooh, I forgot something else. I'm gonna go back one more time. I also want to grab a steel skin since I have the sockets for it. Put that on my left click. So as often as I can keep that up, I can just take extra damage, which is really nice. Alright, Muriel time. I could have purchased Sapphire rings, get cold res, but really not that bad. But yeah, we drop the totems, we hit with Caustic Arrow and use Withering Step, and then run through the boss as often as we can. With each stack of Wither that we can apply is going to increase chaos damage that the boss takes. Okay, part 2. I'm really testing my luck here, doing this in hardcore. Just keep doing the same things, make sure the totems are up, use the Wither. Alright, there goes Mervale. Alright, we got some more items. Okay, so we have a rare item that we can put on this chest. Some fire, lightning res, some extra life. Sure, let's do that. And can check these boots for movement speed. Look at that. Withering Step can get moved. Look at that. Good stuff. Now this build's kind of slow through Act 1, but once we hit lab and get through lab and get a 4-link, this build's going to start taking off. Okay, so now we don't need transmutes for things anymore, so if I get rare items, I'm going to start identifying them so that I can get alteration shards now and start farming up vaults. Our next goal in the passive tree is to push to wasting. We'll get chaos res and some chaos dot multi there. I'm going to look to see if there's a red, blue, green link in here so I can get a chrome. So pushing through the old fields, I'm looking for the din. I've not found it yet. On the way out, there's Einhard, finally decides to show up. Okay, so I'm just going to drop a portal here. Come back to that in a second. And go to the waypoint in the crossroads. So then we can go look for the din. Second Quicksilver Flask is going to speed things up quite a bit. So go from this waypoint back to town, then through the portal, and back to hunting for the din. Ooh, a Greater Life Flask. I'll take that. A Coral Ring. I'll take that too. Like, my drops in Act 1 were so bad. Last run I had 2 Coral Rings before I made it out of the lich. Oh wow, there's the din. All the way back at the beginning. Here's a leather belt. I'm going to grab that. Physical damage isn't doing me anything anymore since I dropped the Ballista totems. Alright, Great White Beast needs to go down. Ruler's Orb. It's nice. And then again, exit to character select. Save the portal. I'm going to identify the rares. Sell them. At a level, I can look for Chrome again. Still no. So we'll go back here, talk to Yena. Yena is going to give us our second Quicksilver Flask if we had not dropped one to this point. Or if you have 2 Quicksilvers already, you can take the leather belt. It's rare. It's pretty nice. So we have this. Chance to free shock ignite. Remove burning. Reduced effective curses. All those are bad. But now we drop second mana flask. Now we have 2 Quicksilvers. So if you alternate using your Quicksilvers rather than like using each one, so this one runs down, then I use the other one, you can increase the uptime of your flasks, trying to make sure that you always have flasks that are gaining charges as you kill things. Would have loved to get like charge recovery on that flask. Chamber of Sins. Hey, there's a chrome item. Now if you wind up in the middle of this zone, the direction that the waypoint is pointing, so this direction will take you to the exit to the next area, always. Now we need to find our next lab trial. Ooh, a leather belt. Ooh, I have a alch. I'm going to use alch on the belt. Did not give me any resists. That's what I was hoping for. I do not have resistances to be in this zone with so much lightning damage. Well, I do have 14 lightning res. That's okay. Just short on a caustic arrow level as well. Maybe these enemies will give that to me. Yeah, that's going to be extra damage for the boss. And then again, we'll use the totems to try and draw the attacks, so we're not eating this lightning strike. And then try to use Withering Step as often as possible. Now, I forgot to mention that if you're using Dash or I think Smoke Mine or Frost Blink, if you use any of those, you're going to set the cooldown on Withering Step. So that's why you really want to like go into Blink Arrow unless you can get a Flame Dash, but you don't have access to Flame Dash on a Ranger. Don't want any of these quest rewards. I'm going to sell all the stuff we picked up. Got a Chrome. Please give me the bow. Still no. And then here I want to purchase a Summon Skitterbots. And look at this, I actually have blue sockets. Good. So that's our second aura. Oh, here we go. Lost a blacksmith, but please give me my 3 greens. Still no. Green, green, red. Okay, next, back to the crossroads. We're going to go into the Fell Shrine ruins, to the crypt, get the next lab trial. Now we have Skitterbots. They're going to shock things and chill things. It's going to increase the damage. Alright, in the crypt level 1, I want to find the trial. Trial is always going to be on the upper right side. So I don't want to like push down to the left at all if possible. I can already see it up there. It's always up in this direction. Chaos Weavers are a pain, because they have Chaos Res. Okay, we grab that, exit to character selection, and then like what you do next here depends on you. I like to go ahead and finish off the whole top side, go for Kraton next. If you're looking for another unique enemy to kill, there's Bravalo here. Might drop you some rare items. So I'm going to pre-stack down all of my totems. Click Kill Kraton, then Caustic Arrow, then Withering Step. Caustic Arrow, Withering Step. After the second Withering Step, and then I'm going to put down more totems, and then repeat the process. Get 2 Withering Steps in, then more totems. There we go. And then exit to character select. On to the riverways. So here I'm trying to push to the waypoint, and then we'll go for Oak next. I want to help Alira for resistances and the extra flat mana regen. Here's the waypoint. We can follow this stone path here. It will take us towards the wetlands. Found the waypoint before Oak, but I want to get the waypoint. Normally I would like to kill Oak, then run to the waypoint, then waypoint back to the riverways. Alright, we're going to do the same thing here with Oak. After I get this passive, which should be wasting. Drop down the totems, click Kill, Caustic Arrow, Withering Step. Caustic Arrow, Caustic Arrow, Caustic Arrow, Caustic Arrow, Withering Step, drop totems, Caustic Arrow, Withering Step. And repeat. This one takes a little longer because during Cry, Oak will heal. There we go. Ooh, we got a rare ring. Exit to character select since I already got the waypoint. Check the ring. Some extra cold res. Something. Alright, into the western forest. So I'm going to push down the path until I get to the waypoint. The side of the road that the waypoint is on is where we're going to find Alira. Okay, so the waypoint is on this side of the road, so we're going to go in this direction. Yeah, unique. The princess. Alright, help Alira take the apex. So now we have extra resistances and mana regen. And then we'll push to the end of the road for the other quest here. Sapphire ring, we'll take it. End of the road, drop all the totems, caustic arrow, withering step, and repeat. He dies. Click the thing here, and then exit character select. This is where I'm going to go back to Act 1. Grab the skill point. Sell the sword. Now, if I had a transmute here, I'd go ahead and purchase a Arrow Nova, but I don't have that. Next place we're pushing on the tree is to Revenge of the Hunted for some extra life. Then back to the Western Forest, and then we go to the other side of the road this time to the Weaver's Chambers. So, every single time I've ever done this in the Weaver's Chambers, you get this opening room right here. One of them branches off to the side. This one's going to keep going. If I go this way, I'm going to run into a dead end. You always want to push to the one that goes like at the 90-degree angle to the entrance. That'll take you towards the Weaver's Chamber, or the actual boss fight. Another transmute. See what I'm saying? This one push, it winded all the way down here to the boss room. This would have all been dead end. Level, get the life. Having the skitterbots here really helps in this fight. Weaver down. Again, exit the character select. It's going to take me back to Act 1. Since I have a transmute, now I can purchase my Arrow Nova. We're just going to hold on to that. Use the other transmute to buy another chrome item. Maybe I can get this bow. There it is. Okay, so we got 3 greens finally. And this is where we need them, because once we kill the Weaver, we can come to Silk. And this is where we get Vicious Projectiles. And if you had the 3-link earlier, this is where you would drop Pierce for Vicious Projectiles. So here we're running Caustic Arrow, Void Manipulation, Vicious Projectiles. It's a big damage buff. And onward we go. Now, it's nice because this zone, there's enemies that do chaos damage all over the place. And we actually have chaos res because we went to wasting on the passive tree. By portal count 4, it's enough. 2-stone ring. Grab that to hold on to just in case we find some way to use it. Another 2-stone. Actually, resists are looking better. Still way under on fire. We just need lightning to really get to the end of this act. Iron Scale Gauntlets. Those are better green, red gloves than I currently have. This zone's really good for XP as well. Ooh, rare Sapphire Ring. What do we get on that? Cast nothing good. Mana regen. In this zone, I can work on swapping this. There we go. Rare Helmet. Okay, Helmet I can free up. This is good. Strength. That's all. Strongbox. Normally I would just click this, but hardcore. Okay, we got Rarity. Okay, and a Rogue Exile here. Rogue Exile is a good source of items usually. Ow. Ground Slam's hurt. Giant Life Flask and mana. So here, if you haven't gotten movement speed boots yet, this crafting recipe will let you put movement speed on a pair of boots. You need 3 augments for that. Strongbox. Explodes. Alright, made it to Vol. Alright, now this is a good spot to go through your inventory while he's coming up. Make sure you got everything squared away. Slap this Arrow Nova in. Passive points. The next place I'm trying to get to is Hunter's Gambit along the top. And I have okay lightning res, so this shouldn't be too difficult. Damage is pretty bad compared to what you can do with the wand crafting recipe and whatnot, but we will definitely pick things up. If I had a Vol Caustic Arrow, ooh, probably wreck a Vol Oversoul with that. Alrighty. Good looking stuff there. I'm gonna portal out here. Identify the stuff. No movement speed on those boots. Got a jewel as well. Cold damage and damage over time. Maybe. And then we can go straight to Act 3 without waiting for the door to open. And on we go. We're currently level 22. We need to be watching out for level 24. At level 24, we can start checking the vendor for 4 links. We need a 4-link bow. And we need a 4-link for the Toxic Rain totems. And I need a 3rd blue socket here in just a little bit as well. So it's nice that I have that. Don't forget to talk to Clarissa. A massive shrine and an essence. The first essence of this run. I swear the RNG of this run has been pretty terrible. It's also a spell damage energy shield essence, so it's not a great one. But it's enough to make a white piece of gear rare. We're also in the realm that we can start finding penetrating arrow quivers that'll give us a pierce. So we want to be looking out for one of those. Alright, let's see, what do we use that on? Probably these gloves since they're the newest. No resistances. I do not have any transmutes to go to my hideout and craft resistances with the crafting bench, so we're going to have to make do and not die to fire damage in here in the lab trial. So I'm going to take my time in this one since I don't have the fire res and not run across the burning blink arrow is really good too. Getting through there. Okay, next, piety. Okay, there's our first 4-link drop. Chest. It's not the best. Piety loves to run away from totems as well, so dropping the toxic rain totems, it's quite often that she'll just run away. Bracelet, exit to character select, and we'll spawn in town, go to Marmoa, take Despair, level 23, so even if I look here, nothing's gonna even have 4 sockets yet. We have to get to level 24. But talk to Cursa, get sewer keys. On to the next. Clear my slot for Despair. So Despair is also getting nerfed in the upcoming patch. It's no longer going to cause enemies to take increased damage from damage over time, but it'll still lower enemies' chaos resistance. 4-link deerskin gloves. That's solid. Those are a chrome away from being green red. That's what we need for Toxic Rain. Level 24, I can also put on all these flasks that I have. I'm at this waypoint, I'm going to go back to look for 4-links. I want to look at every single chance I get. So if I can get a hold of 4-link, it just makes things easier. So I think it's always worth the time to check, because it's very possible that 4-link takes you to maps. 8 made it to Hunter's Gambit. The next passive point is going to go into this increased area of effect while wielding a bow mastery. Okay, got the next lab trial. I'm going to come through here and then kill a couple more things to get my next level so I can go check for the links. Got an Alk as well. I'll save it for something that's 4-linked. Okay, got the level, grab the AoE mastery, check for links. Still nothing. Okay, onward we go. Oh, Vol side area, I'm not going to do this one, but I'd be looking for that Vol Caustic arrow. Ooh, I can put Despair on now. A lot of extra damage for me. Okay, so Clarity's level 4. Not having mana issues at the moment. I'm going to right click my Clarity to save it. So the next thing that we're going to try and do is we're going to work in Grace into the build. Now I'd say we'd work in Malevolence, but we can't run Malevolence, Skitterbots, and Clarity easily. And Grace has an extra mastery available to us to lower the reservation efficiency, so we can. So that's why I'm going with Grace first. Got the ribbon spool, and I'm going to go up to the docks. This helmet's 4-links, but it's bad colors. It'll also be the chrome that gets me what I need on my gloves. Docks is a really good spot to farm XP if you need it. If you don't have good fire res, this zone could be kind of bad. I have bad fire res. Just gotta stay out of the fire breath from the dogs there. The chromatic. Is this the one? Nope. Alright, thematic sulfite. Then we'll go back to town. Exit to character selection. Sell the stuff I just got. 4-link boots. These ones have life on them, so I can't craft movement speed on these without a regal, so I'm not going to take those. Let's use the chrome here. I think blue could work. It's not what I want. I'm going to keep trying. Don't know. So with both of these pieces, back to the battlefront, then we will go for Solaris Temple. Now we don't need to use the Toxic Rain totems as much for things. For tougher enemies that will die pretty quickly, we can Caustic Arrow, Withering Step, and then cast Despair on the enemy. A lot of times they'll die. Identify these. I don't want to get frozen by a strong box in hardcore, and that be the reason I die. Bone Bow, 4 sockets, not linked. Muttering Essence of Hatred goes down pretty easily. I like to take out these unique enemies as well, because they don't do much of anything. And they didn't drop me anything either. Here dropped a bunch of bladed maces. I'm actually going to stop here and I'm going to pick a bunch of these up. I need to check vendors anyways. I'm still trying to farm alterations because I'm going to need them once I find this 4-link bow. Okay, finally going to start using my stash here. Dump some stuff so I can pick up more of those. Now at Diala here, turn these in. I'm taking the Amber Amulet that has the strength. That way I can keep leveling up my steel skin. Got some gold res. Okay, and I'm not using stash tab affinities here because I don't want it to like bleed into other stuff that I already have. I want the run to be as close to realistic as possible. My fire res is still really bad. I'd like to fix that. Another belt. I'm going to use my alchemy on this belt. Look at that. Fire res. Just like I drew it up. I haven't found any like raw transmute drops either, so I can't go craft resistances on things. Now I don't need any skills from killing Gravicius here, so I'm just going to go right by him. And I'm low on fire res, so that would potentially be an issue as well. I got 3 more passive points. The next passive points are going into the mana reservation efficiency. Get to charisma. Next one is grace mana reservation efficiency, and then we'll slap grace in here. Ooh, there's a penetrating arrow quiver. Forgot I was supposed to be looking for one of those. On this, I'm going to use this cold res essence, which gave me damage with bow skills and lightning res. It has dexterity, so I can't craft on there, but now I get that pierce that I've been looking for. So now I have like, I can get extra caustic arrow out. Resistances, yeah. Written on fire res. Level 28 now, so that means I can start seeing royal bows. Royal bows are a nice one to get 4-link on if you were to come across it, because they have better attack speed. But still nothing here. And I got a transmute, so that means I need to find a piece of gear that has an open suffix. A lot of things. This ring probably. This. I'm going to use that transmute to put fire res on here. So now I'm close to capped. Should be enough that I'm not going to get destroyed in Lunar's Temple level 2. An agate amulet. Might be worth having in case I get an alch for it. I don't want to use my chance orbs because I need those for the library skill gems. Alright, piety. Now, ideally, I'd like piety to turn into the fire form and then just stick herself into these totems that I have. She's going fire again. Try and keep her in one place so that the toxic rain can do something. Almost there. There we go. We got an alch. Good group of stuff there. Okay, so let's see. This chest piece could be an upgrade. Lose fire and lightning. No open suffix. I'm gonna vendor all these items unidentified to get another transmute. Oh, here we go. We got a 4-link bow. Let's go. And it's a royal bow. Good. Hey, getting that transmute was huge because this cost a transmute. This costs an alt. That's a chrome. This should be weighted towards all greens. Well, I got my 4 links. Now, like, the big issue is getting them colored the way I need them to be. We also got passive point. Throw this grace mana reservation efficiency on. Clarissa can sell us a grace. Rigor has passive point. So the next thing that we're going for here, we're going to push up to Blood Siphon. Okay, so we're 2 levels away from level 31. That is where we get our gems from the library, and that's where I get access to the next support gem for Caustic Arrow anyways, so not having the bow yet's not the worst thing. So hopefully we can get that here. We also need to get our last lab trial in the Imperial Gardens. We're getting real close. The library is a huge zone too. You can get a lot of XP here. I actually prefer to like farm here over docks if I'm low on levels. The only thing you really need here is you want to make sure your cold res is capped probably, because you can get freezing pulsed. Alright, this strongbox freezes me. That's why I've been identifying these. So I think I'm going to test this. I think I can blink click it. Ah, it didn't work. I don't have freeze immunity, but blink click did not work again. Used to be able to do this. Smoke mine as well. Blink click. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. So yeah, I'm not opening that one. I don't want to die to being frozen. All my pages. I'm going to vendor another set of unidentified rares. Get another transmute because I need one of them. And I have 2 chance orbs. I need those as well. So what we're going to grab here, we don't need anything from the initial offerings. So we don't take any of those. We want to purchase, I want an Enduring Cry. This is what I need the transmute for. So that's what goes on my space bar. Then I want a Swift Affliction. And I want a Slower Projectiles. And I can grab a Vicious Projectiles for the Toxic Rain Totems. And then I need a Malevolence. Only place I can get that on this character. And that's all I really need from here. I could also grab an Efficacy. I might be able to purchase this in Act 1. This could be a blue socket link for Caustic Arrow or Toxic Rain. And I still got a white weapon here. I'm not really happy with this amulet, so I'm going to use the alk I got, none of the gloves or the bow. The bow I want to transmute for. That's what the alterations are for. But I'm going to alk this agate amulet. Also didn't give me much of anything, but it's also strength and int, which I want. Lost a little bit of cold res. Okay, hopefully we'll find some transmutes out of lab, which is where we go next. Turn Grace on. Grace is... I do not want to come into lab until I have access to Grace. Ooh, superior damage on full life. That's also a possibility. I could have grabbed one of those in the library as well. That is the actual 6th link to the build until you can get it in power at least. I'm going to redump my inventory here. Gonna need it. Okay, Izaro has a 2-handed mace. That's good. What else we got? We got champions. I like 2-handed mace because it's easy to dodge. Toxic Rain Totems might take out this champion. That means I'm going to lose a key. It's okay. Alright, round 2. Looks like we've got gargoyles. Done yet? Come on. I don't want to kill the gargoyle. It actually has no HP left. Well, it's going to die. It gave me a rare 2-stone ring. What we got? Life, strength. Alright, what do we got here? 2 ways out of this. Yeah, this is okay. This is the one with the fire. This one always has you go through the fire. Okay, Basilica Halls. This has a silver key and a silver chest. So I want that silver key. They're both in the same zone in normal lab. It looks like I have plenty of mana left over too after putting Grace in, so I can probably start leveling Clarity again. Strongbox, the Broke Exile, Steel Infused Giant Skeleton. Those one-shot you. Silver door should be up here. Let's see what we get. Look at that. Look at that. That's why I got the key. So we got a binding orb. Got chromes. Okay, so we chrome this. Ah, we hit the red. I do have a damage on full life, so it is technically usable now. But I have transmutes to craft resists. I just got a caustic arrow level. It's going to make this last fight way easier. So if I really wanted to, I could go to the other opposite zone up here. There's another silver key and silver chest. But I bet if I did that, that one gives me gems or something. I actually got kind of lucky there. This is the first actual genuine bit of luck of this entire run. Oh, I got scourings too. Okay, so let's alk the bow. Did not get it. I'm using the chaos on it too. Nope. Nope. I'm looking for plus skill gems. I'm gonna transmute it. This is what the alts are all for. But we can roll it. It's a prefix as well. Get +1. Socketed gems. Yeah, we got 7. Projectile speed. Flat fizz. There it is. Okay, so this is the bow we're looking for. And then we're going to swap this in. So we gain an extra level on the Caustic Arrow. Now we throw in the damage on full life. Ideally, I'd throw in the slower projectiles or the Swift Affliction here. But we'll take that. And that's why I want the all greens on the bow. I'm trying to scale the Caustic Arrow, get the gem level on the bow. Because ideally, like, I could technically put Toxic Rain in there and put the bow stuff in here. It does look like I have an extra Alk. Life, no resists. But since this is all green sockets, if I chromatic orb the gloves, I'm guaranteed at least one off color. It can't hit all greens again. I don't have any life regen either. Something I should keep an eye on. But my caustic arrow damage is going to be so much better now. Ooh, and we got a Grove Bow. Grove Bow is the base I would start trying to like actually use my fusings on and link, where I never able to get a 4-link bow. Alright, and then I'm gonna dump all these rare items in here. Like, well, I did hit the +1 bow gems, but normally I'd pick up all of these rare items that are dropped by Azaro. Like, even every single bit of this, and I'm gonna run it down here and dump it in my stash so that I can render all of these items when I get back to town, and then have more alts to be able to try and craft the +1 bow on my 4-link. Okay, we also got 2 more chaos out of here. Could chaos these gloves, but I don't know, I could binding orb a helmet or something. Alright, we pick Raider, Ascend, we get onslaught effect, onslaughts, so now we're faster. Increased attack speed makes the blink arrow faster as well. We're close to where this starts popping off. Okay, so what kind of helmet do I need? I need a helmet that has blues and greens, where I can get killed at Sowit and look for a different pair of gloves. These gloves have a bunch of blues with greens. Let's do that. And I can take this, Sowit, and this will be the target of my binding orb. So this one is guaranteed almost reds and greens with chromes. So maybe I can get my 4-link for the Toxic Rain there. I have 3 Jeweler's Orbs, so I can use those to purchase a chrome. Probably not the best use of those, but there we go. There's 3 greens and a red. This is also rolled terribly. Chaos Orb. Chaos Orb. Ew. Come on. That was bad. But, I mean, it is technically better than my helmet that is doing me nothing. Alright, so we'll get that level on the way to Dominus. These are our gloves. Also going to go to Act 1 now. I want to purchase, ideally, 3-socketed foils. Oh, okay, well this will work. This is for offhand leveling caustic arrows, so that I can try and double corrupt them to make a level 21 Vault caustic arrow with incursion. We'll level those along the way. Oh, I made it to the top of Upper Scepter of God. Did not get the level for this helmet. Maybe I get it in the meantime before like Dominus. It's okay. I also have the caustic arrow, so caustic arrow with the additional levels, so we're kind of set. Oh, you ran all the way over there. I see. You did get the level. Alright, let's portal out. Let's not risk this. Helmet on, gloves off. These go on, then just projectiles goes in here. I got 2 chances at this. Okay, I'm gonna try this. It's kind of risky, but greens are, yeah. So we have all greens on this, and then I'm gonna put slow projectiles in for the next link. I'm going to swap my Arrow Nova into here so that I can swap these as desired. I know playing on console, gem swapping really sucks, but I'm going to swap for single target. And next levels, we're going to put into Entropy over into Fangs of the Viper. I'm going to get more damage there. I'm going to get movement speed as well. So now my damage is not like limited to me being on full life. And we have 4-linked Toxic Rain Totems and 4-linked Caustic Arrow with an additional level. It's not really much more you can ask for. At this point, it was a rough start, but finally it came together. Now we can start flying. We got the onslaught. I'm not going to move here because of the corrupting blood. Okay, so with all the gym levels and things, the mana is not enough to suffice. I might need to keep leveling the clarity. Actually had to use a mana potion there for a second. What do we got here? Still no good jewelry. I have open suffix there. Alright, let's go to my hideout. My belt can give me cold res that I'm missing. Where can I get fire res? The amulet. Okay, so resists are all capped now. I still do want to keep trying to farm alterations, because we will need them in Act 9 to craft a +2 bow. So if I do run low on wisdom scrolls, alterations are things I'm going to have the most of to vendor for more. Alright, Act 4. Now depending on the zone, like I'll use slow projectiles or my Arrow Nova. This zone's really thinned out, so we'll run with it. Hey, another chaos. Please fix this garbage helmet. Oh, sockets are not empty. Some fire res. Nope. I mean, it's better than nothing. So my next goal is to like try and find the resistances to smooth me over into Act 6. Weeping Rage, that is a strength. Essence, it takes up a suffix for resistances, and don't need the strength at the moment. So I got a Agate Amulet. But I'm gonna kill, no, I already dropped a totem. But the caustic arrow damage. Got it. Ooh, full scale armor. Gold res, okay, mine is better. I can chrome that for the colors easily. Actually, I can move a red out. Why can I not use this? Shares a cooldown with other guard skills. I'm not using another guard skill. Why can I not use my steel skin? But I put it in the chest and it's okay. Linked to clarity and grace. That shouldn't matter. What just happened? I picked it up, put it back in the same socket, and now it works? Sometimes. So everything should die with the caustic arrow now. If it doesn't die with the caustic arrow, it'll die with the caustic arrow once I withering step and despair curse it. But now we're in a much more spread out zone. I'm going to swap in my Arrow Nova so I can have a lot more coverage with the caustic arrow and start getting a lot more XP. Not everybody likes playing with Awakened Arrow Nova. I do really enjoy it because I can just keep myself in a safe spot and run through stuff and just kind of hit everything. And then I still have the ability to curse and withering step things. But there's a delay to it. So I can actually get the withering step and the curse off before the caustic arrow even hits. And for single target, I do have the potential Vol caustic arrow in like 2 days from now. And I also have the totems with the toxic rain, but they don't last forever. So I could gem swap for more damage here, but still, that did not take that long. So I need another blue socket to fit in Malevolence as well. That's something I need to be thinking about. Well, let's look for a chest here. Chest that has 2 green sockets. Because I don't want to have to gem swap down to my inventory. I'd rather have like a really close, so it's less mouse movement between the 2 gems. But I need 2, so I want 2 greens. Or blue, potentially. This is 2 greens. Oh, that'll work. So what do we get? Chaos res, life mana, a lot more evasion rating. This rolled life mana int. Okay, so this has a craft slot or lightning res, it looks like. Right, I still have transmutes, I do. Lightning res. Okay, so we're capped, we're looking good. It's go time. So at this point, like, there's going to be a lot less going on. It's just going to be me going through the story until the next, like, big breakpoints and where I can upgrade the build. Again, I will be uploading the full VOD of this after I upload the edited version. If you would like to see me play through all the acts on this build, a few hours after I get it uploaded, that'll be available in the video description. So it'll be there should you want it. I know some people like to just follow along as I go rather than just having the like mapped out version of it. So I also should mention that this quiver giving me the pierce allows me to like really get the caustic arrow going with the Arrow Nova. But something like that big pack right there, if I didn't have the pierce, it's possible that my caustic arrow could just hit all the enemies in the middle. like all of the different projectiles all hit enemies, and I don't get the spread on it that I do once I have Pierce like that. That was just one button click, cleared that whole area. I missed the passive point here. I'm gonna drop a portal before I go into the crystal veins, and then I can use the waypoint at the end of the crystal veins to go back to that portal and then backtrack for that quest. So yeah, here's my waypoint. Back to town, then we go back. It also refreshes my quicksilvers so that I can get through here quickly. Here it is. I can exit the character select from this point. Puts me closer to the vendor as well when you leave the game. And so those points get me to Fangs of the Viper. So that's more damage and movement speed. So we've spec'd into a lot of damage on the tree. And Duresso's Dream. Duresso's Dream, I love this zone. If I need to farm in Act 4 on Caustic Arrow, I'm farming this zone right here. You get decent sized packs of enemies. You hit like the entire space they can fit in. And then there are the like a little arena things that spawn lots of enemies, which I'll find one here in a second. Yeah, here's one like this. Caustic Arrow covers like the whole thing. So enemies can like pop out of there and instantly die. And there you go. Has cleared like 4 waves of enemies almost instantly. And then sometimes you get magic enemies out of there too. Those take a little more. Hey, 4-link Grove bow. I already got my colors. I shouldn't even worry about it. Like at this point, we're set, we go. Or just after level 36 is where I hit a Caustic Arrow level. If you hit another one at either 39 or 40. So to farm this zone, you could, like, I'd portal out after clearing this room, but not the first time. The first time, you actually want to come through here and grab the waypoint. And then you just go back to the crystal veins and keep going through there. It will not take you long to level. So our next order of business on the passive tree, I'm going to go to the right from Hunter's Gambit. Then you can kind of pick what you need. Generally, I'm going to go up to get to Blood Drinker, because it's going to save me regrets later if I just push to it. But if you're really hurting on resistances, you have some all-res down here in Survivalist that you could come get. You could also get Pierce right here if you, for some reason, can't get a penetrating arrow quiver. There's also spell suppression here, but I'm just going to go up, grab Blood Drinker, and then up to Mind Drinker is the goal. I'm also not going to farm levels. I'm going to just keep going. Arena, drop totems, this Withering Step. I didn't feel like gym swapping for this one. You gym swap for every fight, like it gets tedious. But I will gym swap for Duresso. And we can see what our damage is looking like. Get the curse down. Toxic Rain is nice because it'll pre-fire during these split phases on Duresso. Easy peasy, there's Duresso. I'm not going back to pick up rare items anymore. Like once I have my +1 bow, like that bow stays exactly as it is unless I get a regal until I get to Act 9. I'll still pick up any rares that I can because I am trying to farm the alts. Something else to think about, like when it comes to a Vol Caustic Arrow, I'm leveling all these Caustic Arrows here. If I were to purchase a Caustic Arrow from somebody in Act 1 that just dropped a Vol Caustic Arrow from a Vol side area, it's going to be level 1. I'm going to have to level the gym, currently have a level 11 Caustic Arrow. It's going to take a while to get it to the point where it's doing anything. Whereas like these, like offhand Caustic Arrows I have, I find Vol gyms, I could just Vol them and try and make my own Vol Caustic Arrow. Which is probably what's going to happen when the league starts on Friday. I'm probably just going to try and make my own, unless I can find it myself early on. Or I could use those Chaos Orbs that I wasted on my helmet and buy one. I'm not even going to swap for Comb. We'll use the Arrow Nova. Easy peasy. Now the belly of the beast, this area is a lot thinner. Probably better for me to run like a single target version of the skill. And a lot of players like actually prefer to play Caustic Arrow this way. And you're more than welcome to do that, should you wish. Hey, Heidi. Now, if I would have farmed and gotten that extra Caustic Arrow gym level, I think you have like 30% more damage in this fight. 75 life with cold res. Hold on to that. How many jewelers I have? 1. Look at that. How many pieces I got? 5. Okay. Robes. Got 4. There it is. Look at that. That's a beauty of an upgrade. Open suffix as well, so need fire res. And I would have just gotten this second level crafting mod, but I don't have the alch for it, so let's put this lower fire res. It's such a huge upgrade, so much life. Okay, Dodre, if you curse Dodre, Dodre gets extra damage, so we're not gonna curse Dodre. I'm in hardcore, but I normally like to try and stay in the red zone. I did curse Dodre anyways. Stay in the vulnerability curse. Probably not the smartest idea, but even still. Easy. I don't know if this fight's just like gotten really easy or I'm just way too good at this fight. But I've never struggled with this one. I guess all that gauntlet practice I've done in my day has really helped a lot with this fight. Well, 3 hours in, I made it through Act 4. The god gamer that I am. You can get gems here. Don't need any of them. You can get a golem if you want. I'm not. This is where I need to switch back into my Arrow Nova. What are my resists looking like? Perfect on cold res. 20 under on fire and 25 under on lightning going into Act 6. I can suffice there with endurance charges or a flask roll. Could also farm up better gear in Act 5 before going. I've always been slow at Acts like 1 through 4, even though I've practiced them a lot. But it's once I get to like this point where I just start like running people down because I understand the movement in the game. It's the gearing that I'm slow at. Okay, in the Overseer's Tower here, we get a reward. I need Fire Lightning. Anything good? No. Caustic Arrow also goes through proximity shields. You don't have to worry about them. Great thing about the dot builds on the ground. He just dies. Yeah, I'm low on strength to level my steel skin up further. Probably like 10-15 levels almost. Or 10-15 passives. Away from getting more strength. Ooh, something I could do. I should do this at the next waypoint, but I need to transmute the flask. Maybe I can get increased charge recovery on it. I'm close to level, we'll just do this. Transmute here. Augment charge recovery. Like that one. Attack speed. Something. I don't have more on me. Not work. Now, this is the zone you should farm if you're trying to like cap your resists and stuff off before you go to Act 6. All the magic enemies, good source of items for you. Levels in there. Could go ahead and get this life, but I'm gonna keep working towards Mind Drinker. Gym swap for this boss. Yeah, Innocence just melts. Lightning Chaos. Craftable movement speed. It's not bad. Let's do that. Why did I have the augments? Onward. Back into Arrow Nova as well. Be much safer if I went back to town and got a granite flask for this part, but I also like to just do all of Act 5 in one go. Go back to town just once. I do, for some reason, always like killing this dude too. Roll for flask. It's not completely useless, but it does take a lot of charges. Okay, sign of purity acquired. In the ruined square. Just once I get past into the main square here, I'm going to drop a portal. We'll come back to that from the reliquary. The goal is to not portal out here. We'll wrap back around to this waypoint. Yeah, I got all 3 pieces. And it's really easy to want to portal out there. And this is where I'll go back to town. So that the portal I dropped out in the square will stay there. Lots of stuff to do here. So I'm going to take a granite flask here. I could have taken this way earlier. Get a jewel here. I want a viridian. Then I get the passive, talk to Valinta, get another passive. Check these items. Nope, nope, nope. That's bad. I don't want less duration. Okay. I'm gonna put this in for my mana flask. Not gonna need that anymore, because we're gonna grab mana, mind drinker, recover mana on kill. We're gonna get clarity, has increased mana reservation efficiency. And go back through this portal, take my skitterbots off, put in malevolence. Now we're running malevolence. We have to get to that clarity, mana reservation efficiency in order for that to work, to get the malevolence back in, or else you're going to have to like cut levels on your clarity or rely on the mana flask a lot more. And now in this zone is the first zone currency can start dropping in stacks for you. So your portals can start dropping up to like stacks of 3 and armor, scraps, fusings, all that. So this is where I might start like picking up portals, preparing more for maps and things. Yeah, 3 portals for 1 click. That's a lot more worth going back for than 1 portal early on. So that's why I really try to not pick up portals prior to this point. It's like we're getting a Caustic Arrow and Toxic Rain level right before Kitava. That was just after level 44. We'll gem swap. Okay, part 1 of Kitava down. I don't want these jewels that are lower than level 50. There are lots of stuff that I can't roll. So I did not raise my resist at all except for lightning. So I'm still under on fire, and fire res is what we need at the beginning of Act 6. That's a little scary. Be okay. If I use my endurance charges, yeah, it gets me to 104. I guess they have increased effect right at the beginning of the Enduring Cry. We put fire on these boots instead. Ah! Almost went standard. I even just got the granite flask to be able to handle that. Ooh, scary. All right, let's check this. All res there. Let's chaos these. They did not get better. Okay, the second the screen goes black, you can start running. See on my minimap. You can even blink arrow and stuff there too. Alright, now I could go left and do the Lily quest, but I got all the gems that I need. And here we're going to take plus 50 life. Could get chaos res here, and then a little bit of all res from the mastery, or like I mentioned earlier, you can come down here and get the resists. The first enemies you kill in Act 6 are no longer going to drop those rogue markers. The change in the patch coming in 2 days. My amulet, just fire res on the amulet. So I am going to go into the tidal island here. See if I can get an amulet, or maybe even a... No, my belt's kind of okay. It does have 2 resists. If I grab the manuscript in here, or Bessel, I can get a amulet. It's really not far out of the way to grab that either. Tukahama, swap back. Pretty sure the Scorching Ray lowers my fire as if I get touched by it too. I gotta be kind of careful. Yeah, even with a curse, he still resists chaos, it says. Inventory is full here at the ridge, so I'll go back. And then we get a passive point here. The manuscript into Bessel here. So I have options of rare items of all these types. Try for better belt, but I think I go for the amulet. Did not hit on that, so we can just render it. 2 passive points. So at this point I can continue going up to get int, grab these life nodes for written in blood. That'll give me 10 strength there. Start pushing down towards growth and decay. Or up to atrophy. That's all more damage stuff that you could go get. Or you come down here for the resists or spell suppression, like I mentioned. Kind of whatever you're feeling at this point. So I'm gonna go left, and I'm gonna instead push down here for profane chemistry, sentinel. There's all res there. There's resists here if you need it. We can get skill effect duration, and then life. Skill effect durations for toxic rain totems more than anything else. But those are like the next passive point things that we're trying to do. Got really desperate for strength and int too. I got these prowess and thief's craft that I could grab for strength or int. Yeah, I have a freeze remove life flask now. That's good. Alright, Brutus and Chavron. It was pretty easy if Brutus stays in one spot. The Toxic Rain will do its thing. See if I can get behind him here. Nope. Oh, I should be able to keep him in this spot though. Easy peasy. We'll keep it on this single target since the next boss is so close. I think the changes to the curses on bosses is going to be very noticeable, because you still resist chaos with my despair curse on. It's kind of crazy. Alright, now back to Aeronova. Okay, Riverway's waypoint. We're gonna go for Slotha. Then we'll go back to town, collect all this stuff. Similar to Act 5. I'll only have to go back to town once. Spawning ground, back to single target. Now this stuff does chaos, but I have a little bit of chaos res from the tree, so it's not that bad. I have more chaos res than most players coming through here, just because of that one node. Ah, almost got her before she moved. There we go. Back to town. Vessel's got passive point. Render. Tarkley's got helmet that I need to be armor evasion, so the fencer helm. Passive point. Did I already get the other passive point? I guess I did. This one is spell suppression, life fire res. No, my helmet's really good. But 4 passive points. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Spell suppression here is cool. 18 spell suppression. Then back to the Riverways, finish out Act 6. Aeronova can get across this. I guess Blink Air, not Aeronova. I haven't tried either. I wonder if I can connect across this. And see it. No, it didn't let me have that one. Oh yeah, we can get across that. Easy. Oh, Worm Scale's a good option too. Fire Lightning. Yo, hey, this fixes my resists actually. Move a yellow socket. To move, I need 2 yellows though. Okay, cool, that'll work. So, Withering Step. Slower Proj goes there. Ooh, under on cold now. Oh, I'm under on lightning too. Okay, so fire's good. Okay, that ring is terrible. So we need a cold lightning 2-stone. It looks like. Okay, ignition switch. On the beacon, then run back here, and arrow. Ooh, I'm under on cold res. This is a cold area. New passives. Go for the resists first, I guess. I have a respec. I'm gonna respec out of Fangs of the Viper into that all res. And then gym swap. Oh, I guess I could have done this while this dialogue was going.
Such a fine example of womanhood.
I never like how the Brine King sits in the middle of this arena, so I'm gonna try and move him. Yeah, I moved him a little bit. So now I think if I phase... You don't want to move him too far, that he gets too far away from the center. Yeah. So now, look at this room. Look at all this space. If you get him too far away from the center, then he'll move back to this very middle. Easy peasy. Kind of like playing a spell build at this point. Like, it just goes. And the gym's level, you're good to go. Grab the Pantheons. Act 6. And look, I was right at a Caustic Arrow level for that boss. Could have done it faster. Okay, I can craft life on this. I would have picked up the crafting recipe in the beacon, so I have access to the T2 life craft. I do not have 6. Wait, do I really not have 6 transmutes? No, I do. 26 to 40 life. I'll take it. Okay, here. Since I'm still on just the granite flask, we'll try and find the silver locket. And here's the building. There it is. Take this to Old Whalem real quick. Grab us a jade flask. Now we're gonna drop to 1 quicksilver. This is the level 4 one, so it can just go away. Actually want to switch the spots of these. I'm used to having my granite on that, on the 4 button. Maybe that needs to augment max charges. It's not the worst. I lost the road. I think I might be going the wrong way. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way. Delirium covers everything up. Okay, close the delirium. So the same thing here in the crypt as the first time. Your trial is always going to be up on this upper right edge. So I can put Fangs of the Viper back now. Ooh, movement speed double res. I need 2 blue sockets. Level 53, that's 3 levels out. Hit this with a jeweler's orb. Look at that. The enduring crime moves. Spare malevolence go into that, I guess. I'll swap single target for this one. There's this invisible attack thing. If you run in a like mid-sized circle, you'll never get hit by those. At least with the movement speed that you have on the ranger. And we take the key. Go down this way. The way the waypoint's pointing. We get our lab trial. We could go do lab right now. I always like to get the passive points before I go do lab. Considering I'm going into a little bit more life as well. That'd be good. We can upgrade these boots as well. I guess this zone decided it wanted to spawn on a server in space. Let's see. Yeah, back into the upper 40s. Yeah, something goofy happened there. Okay, swap single target for this fight. This will be passive point number 1. Hey, he targeted a totem. Okay. Oh, those are too big. Alright, now we gotta find the dread thicket. Oh, look at that. Right there. But yeah, then if you do this, you wind up with all these fireflies in your inventory before you go do lab. That's why I pushed through. Because I want to get the fireflies out of my inventory before I go do lab. Ooh, first 6 socket. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Oh, this zone did it too. With the latency. Alright, here's Yino. We can drop off our fireflies. We point back to town. That stuff, and then passive point. Whalem's got the other one. Okay, so then I can grab point, and then the next ones I'm going to start working into spell suppression over there. I can put these boots on. Really don't know that it's really worth it for that movement speed, but sure. Lab. Ooh. I guess I get a dark shrine. I'll take it. And then it's a massive shrine. What do you know? Okay, we've got dual wield swords. Ooh, that AoE on the withering step. Oh yeah, we're looking much more solid than the normal lab. Kind of fits with my philosophy though. If your damage feels good, spec into life and survivability. If your damage feels bad, spec into damage. That's why I'm getting the spell suppression now. So I can go for my silver key door thing again here. Same as in normal lab and cruel lab. They're both in the same zone. What we got? Uniques. Bad uniques for being here. Sure. Alright, Mr. Azaro. Yep, you're gonna stand in it again. Oh, and then you moved. There we go. Movement speed, if you haven't been hit recently, I'll take it. And then Ascendancy, spell suppression, and phasing. So now we can run through stuff straight into the end of Act 8 or 7. So I can hit these unidentified boxes now because I can just hit the life blast if it's gonna freeze me. Never have to worry about my movement skill not being able to get across this if I'm using Blink Arrow. Okay, more spell suppression. What does this put me at? 92% spell suppression while on full life. So the next passive gives me 15. And I think that puts me at 97 while not on full life. Alright, you big spider. What you got? I don't have enough damage to one phase it. Here we go. And go across that and not wait for the loot, but why not? Alright, made it to town. So here, after vendoring stuff, check here. There is a 16% 2-stone cold lightning. Okay. A little bit extra lightning res. Big mana regen. Correct me? No, it's... Is this... Well, mana regen's good. Open prefix. Some life. Not the best, but it gets me out of this one. And level. That's spell suppression capped. Nice. We start with purple. I like purple. All you gotta do is stay out of it, and then you can get out of this fight real quick. Yeah. Alright, this is our T3 resist. Craft a recipe. Alright, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the last few acts. I'm gonna try and do all of Act 8 without going back to town. We start going to the right to the key. Alright, kill Tolman. Don't forget to talk to Clarissa. Ooh, carnal mitts. I like the colors on those. Alright, so next points. Now what? Scion Life Wheel, I think. And get these strength nodes. Can start leveling my gyms up again. Alright, Gymling Legion. Step and the curse. And they're dead. Once I grab this waypoint in Solaris level 1, I continue on to the next area rather than going down to get the sun orb. I'll just keep going all the way across. And we'll hit the Lunaris Concourse waypoint and then just keep going left into the bathhouse. Go get the lab trial. They're doing away with the unique gems that you get for killing this guy. I'm not sure what the quest reward is going to be for killing this guy. And you got trial. Now into the High Gardens. And since I'm running Grace, I got spell suppression. Like, I really don't got to worry about dying to the porcupines here. Could farm this zone for the porcupine cards to get yourself a 6-link bow. I also don't like to farm those cards because you get a like level 50 bow or something. And you can make that work, and it is a 6-link, but I tend to stray away from the porcupine cards. Balls of Terror. There's little cold legion balls that are following me. It doesn't look like they can damage my totems. Something I didn't know about. Alright, you go down. And there we go. That's all of Act 8. Okay, then Marmoa, Passive Point, Hargan. We are looking for that one. Passive Point, this Legacy Jewel. Clarissa's got Passive Point. You don't need this jewel for anything, but you can't get it anymore. Fire Res. No. Alright, then we go get the orbs. We got these 3 passives. 1, 2. It's enough for now. Go up here. Written in blood. Ooh, Arcana Strongbox. 7 additional items. Not bad. Moon Orb acquired. Then we go back to the Solaris Temple and go get the other one. Felt my damage was falling off in that last fight, but then here come all of my caustic arrows. It's like, oh, yeah, we'll give you a little bit of extra damage then. Easy. This is the sign that I switch my loot filter. If you're wanting this loot filter, I haven't updated this loot filter in 4 leagues. That one. Solaris Lunaris. And if you do enough damage, continually rain toxic rain on the spot that these 2 keep spawning down on. Easy. Hey, a Vol Orb. That could be a Vol Caustic Arrow. If I'm 5 hours into the new league and I haven't gotten to get my hands on a Vol Caustic Arrow, I'm gonna be kind of sad. Alright. No farming, Blood Aqueduct. Just gonna go right on through. I believe level 59 is the level that you can equip a thicket bow. And probably get them from the vendor right now. But we need a level 64 to roll +2 socketed bow gems. So that's something that we're going to be headed towards. We're in Vastiri Desert. There's a lot of stuff here we need to do. We need to find the Storm Blade. And we need to find the June mission to start trying to get an unveil for Chaos Multi on a weapon. Which, since this is a previously done league, I don't know that I'm guaranteed to spawn that June mission. I think it would tell me. Okay, so I got the Storm Blade. I need the waypoint. I need to tag the thing up here. Okay, did that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a June mission. That's fine. The idea is, though, you'd be looking for that Chaos Multi on any weapon. I guess any weapon with a veiled suffix. I'll grab this waypoint and go right into the boiling lake. Basilisk acid. And go back here and give that to Sin. And then he's going to send you over here. Grab the bottled storm. Now we can go back to the Vastiri Desert and go for Scorpion. Alright, I'm not going to switch a single target for this fight because Shikari moves around a lot. And I want to try and keep the whole area covered with the caustic ground. And there's the ad phase that's forced on you. Okay. Moving on. Go back to the foothills. We can slap Boulder back. Can't get the div cards anymore here. Changed quite a while ago. So no 6-link bow farm in this zone. Hey, here's a syndicate. Okay. Weapon. That's a prefix. Quality of socketed gems. Worth holding on to. That's how you level your empowers. Lightens if you ever get one to drop, because it's kind of a very rare thing. But it's also practice run. I might have just missed my sub trial. We had it. Okay, now we've made it to the quarry. The quarry is a level 63 zone. And there is guaranteed locations you can spawn magic monsters in this zone. So, like in every single corner up on this risen ledge, there is blue packs. So here we can kill these blue packs until one of them drops a thicket bow. And then that is the bow that we can use to guarantee that we can craft +2 socketed bow gems. So I'm just gonna keep resetting this zone and then hunting for these blue packs until I either get high enough level that I can purchase a level 64 thicket bow or one drops. Magic monsters drop item level 1 higher than they are. Rare monsters drop 2 levels higher. So that's why I farm the magic packs. It's also good XP. And then we can pop in here and do this boss fight. Uh-oh, this isn't good. This is how you die in hardcore. Oh, made it. Thicket bow, thicket bow, thicket bow. I see none. Alright, so first time, we'll go back to town. Grab our passive points. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 16 all res on the cold lightning. Yes, please. Okay, it's getting us closer to being map ready. You don't need this fire res craft on that one. Look at that. Almost geared for maps. Okay, 4 passives. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back to the quarry. Yeah, I either hit level 64 or this bow's gonna drop. I really should have it in my filter, but I don't. The refinery. Also, if I see blue monsters here, I need to get this out of the way. So, go ahead and do it. Yeah, these blue monsters can drop my bow too. Thicket bow, item level 64. There we go. And I'm still level 62, so it didn't take long. Okay, so now, Smith's whetstones. And then we need sockets. Okay, I've got plenty of jewelers in there. Links. Okay, it got linked. Now, the big question is, can we get +2 gems with the number of alts we found? And it is a prefix. So if it hits a suffix like this, I can use an augment to try. There we go. +2 bow gems and projectile speed. That's huge. Okay, so yeah, this is a bow upgrade. This takes us into yellow maps easily. Especially once we get the Regal and then we craft Chaos Damage over Time multiplier. Just like that. All you need. So now we finish Act 9. And we can be slow projectiles for all of this. The belly of the beast is so skinny. Oh, look at that! Okay. Just for the sake of doing this. Actually, I don't know if I have enough chaos for it. I think I need 4. Okay, we regal this. And then it is a suffix now. Chaos. Oh, I don't even have it. Okay, so I can't. Actually. So what can I craft on this? I can get a damage over time. I hit it with this chaos damage. For 3 alks. I have the cold and fire, but I don't have the chaos and fizz. So I would need to farm veiled items in order to get that. And then we get the chaos dot multi. And then it's just huge. And then yeah, 5th link is Swift Affliction. And then you still swap in the slow projectiles. And then damage on full life replaced with Empower. Once you get to the point where you're using Empower though, it's Polarity and helping Alira is not enough to sustain your mana. At that point, you gotta do other things. Reduced mana cost of skills on your rings and things like that. Or you just bite the bullet and run the mana flask. I really prefer the Granite Jade Stibnite Quicksilver with Eternal Life Flask. It works really nice with stuff like Profane Chemistry and Herbalism. Because you're 1 flask press at that point from like recovering like 4k life. As opposed to like the 900 you get off of Seething Divine Life Flask. Oh, and there's my Life Flask. Toxic Rain Totems get a lot better as well. Once you can quality the Ballista Totem, and it gets the totem placement speed. Also a solid 5th link for the totems, where you to get a chest going, is multiple totems. And then you can summon 5 of them, and that also has totem placement speed on quality. Spell Suppression! Alright, Trinity time. Alright, here we go. Act 9 done. 1 to go. And we gotta do lab. And Act 10 is so quick. Not as much stuff to do in this act as the others. I gotta talk to Bennett. There we go. I should be able to get growth and decay before I do lab. I'll have extra damage. Hey, a map. Okay. Lint it down. This is where I get my Stibnite. Sure. Okay. Ossuary for lab trial. Alright, there's that. Dip from there. Back to the Ravage Square. 64, that gets me growth and decay. Alright, Varius. Alright, and get the endurance charges so I don't get slapped by him and killed. That hurts. That's why we have the Enduring Cry, though. Alright. Lab Kitava, and we're done! Ooh, what do we got here? Life Fire Res. How good am I on fire? Will I pull that off? Need to craft the lightning. It put me a little under on fire. I'm not gonna make it level 66 anyways. Ooh. Dual wield again. I think the damage is okay. What do we have in there? Portals. Cool, I get an extra key. Oh, please. Alright, Zaro down. We got Stormbind. Alright, so this one, we take Frenzy charges. So now we can gain Frenzy charges. Next lab, we get Avatar of the Chase for more increased onslaught and the evasion stuff. So as if I needed more damage, now we can get Frenzy charges for Kitava. We're gonna be just fine. And especially once we get that Vol Caustic arrow. I'm so excited. It's gonna be good. And with my flash up, what is my evasion getting to? 84% evasion already? with the Jade Stibnite on optimal gear. Oh, tell me I can get across that. Oh! Blink Arrow. The last time I played this, you could really easily, or I mean, well, you can use Flame Dash, but you could also put Second Wind on Dash, so you could get past the Withering Step cooldown thing. I'm not gonna lie, the Blink Arrow, pretty happy with it. I mean, the increased projectile speed I got on my bow is definitely helping that. I mean, attack speed is how fast it fires, but projectile speed also like factors in the launch to land speed, which helps Blink Arrow feel better. Yeah, look at that. 4 frenzy charges. Gonna go right into maps with like no problem whatsoever. I just gotta not die to Kitava. I almost died to Kitava last time. There we go. Caustic Arrow Raider, hardcore viable in 6 hours. Some maps. Honestly, I don't feel like I did super well this run. 6 hours feels kind of slow to me, but we got it done. I mean, I don't normally play hardcore either, so it definitely was not super nice to me RNG-wise at the start of this. Aside from the albino Roa feather, which is crazy. A fun fact, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. 3 of those are albino, so I'm really familiar with albino. But yeah, I hope the video was helpful, informative, whatnot. If you're following along, I hope you have fun in the Forbidden Sanctum. I'm sure I'm gonna have a blast playing with the Vol Caustic Arrow. But that's all I've got for this one. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, as it really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss more videos from me. If you'd like to help support my channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon just below the video, or by joining to become a member. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.